Hello, and welcome to Here's the Thing with Robbie and Jose, where we explore relationships through a male and female perspective. With me, as always, is a lovely Robbie.
Hello, Jose.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah? Been up to anything lately?
Just working.
Just working?
Life. Yeah.
Why you want to do something like that?
Well, this thing's called bills, see, and it requires a currency.
Yeah, and then there's food, and you need, need to eat like everybody else.
I love me some food.
Don't we all? Have you been into any interesting restaurants lately?
No.
I went to, this is a while back actually, but I went to two different sushi places.
For dinner the same day?
No. Like I said, this was a while back. But I went to one sushi place and it was okay. And then I went to a second one. It was a little bit better. But if that's all sushi is.
You're looking for that sweet spot.
Well, I'm just thinking, I don't know what all the hubbub's about. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't good, but I think people sometimes build it up too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I was expecting more, but you know what I mean? Maybe I shouldn't have.
Well, my favorite sushi place is called Bluefish. Now, it is a chain, but not all chains are the same. So the best one was in the North Dallas location. They closed down maybe during pandemic. I'm not really sure. But the other Bluefishes are not the same, but they had the best.
I'll take your word for it. Is there a particular roll or whatever it
was
is?
called the Titan roll. I like spicy tuna.
Okay.
And I love a spicy mayo.
Okay. I don't like spicy stuff.
Little jalapenos on top.
One time I did go down, I was on vacation. We went down to Mexico and they had caught a tuna. We went to the local market and had that, and then they fried it up. It was really good. It was really, really good. So I was like, oh man, this is fantastic.
Maybe it's just not your jam. I mean, you've talked about it with me before. You're like,
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And I don't know. You know what I mean? Because we live in Dallas. So that's my whole thing with it too, is just maybe if I had it someplace where it's fresher. Like I went to Seattle and had seafood. That was good seafood. That was good seafood. But I'm assuming it's fresh. It's right there. I've never been to the Boston area or the New England area, but I would imagine that they have really good seafood over there.
Well, you also have to find places in Dallas where, I don't know where you can find out this information, but I did somehow for Bluefish, is whoever has first pick. So if you go to a restaurant that has first pick, you're going to get the freshest fish. And that in turn usually is going to be better.
Maybe they had like seventh pick. And we're not going to talk about picks again, because we talked about first round draft picks and second picks, and we're not going to get into that. But yes, I guess if you do have the pick of the litter, then you're
But I really
get the
hate
cuts.
like mediocre sushi. It's very disappointing.
Again, I don't have enough experience, so that's why I was like, is this all it is?
It's pretty.
But
I could eat it every day.
You know, when I went to Italy, I had some really good seafood there. So they had like clams and a bunch of I had calamari, and it was all really, really good. So I don't know.
You just gotta find that place.
But Texas is barbecue. So, barbecue is what we do well. Because usually when we get people from out of town, they always ask us, like, where's a good barbecue? And it's like, well, it depends, right? Like
Pecan Lodge, number one all day, every day.
Pecan Lodge is good. I went to a place not too long ago called the Heart 8. And that was pretty good. It was hot, right? Because they have the oven. I mean, they have the whatever, the grill and all that stuff outside. And so you pick the meat and then you go inside. But anyways, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. They did barbecue. Texas knows how to barbecue, man. So anyways. So today we're going to do the second part of what we did last time in regards to the zodiac signs, right? So the last time so what I've done is I've taken some information from the internet to talk about what it's like to date different zodiac signs. Again, it's all for fun, right? There's nothing, scientific about it, I don't think, anyways. But certain people born on certain times have certain tendencies. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Yeah,
but
coincidence, maybe.
Maybe. So I don't know, but it was interesting to go through, and so we did the first 6, and so.
Yeah, that was last week if you hadn't listened, and they were downers.
They had the good points and they had their bad points.
Yeah,
like I think
I'm hoping this batch is better today.
I hope so too. I really do.
They were very codependent, needy.
Because we had talked about, needy, had to touch it. And like some of one of it, was it Vertigo or not Vertigo? I'm sorry, Virgo. They like to tell you how to change your life and do better.
So last week we had Virgo, Taurus, Aries,
Gemini,
Cancer, and Gemini.
Yeah. So, and I didn't get this last time, but I did get it this time. So the last time we started out with Aries, that's between the days of March 21st to April 19th. That's at Aries. Taurus is between April 20th and May 20th. So Geminis are between May 21st to June 21st. Cancers are from June 22nd to July 22nd. So, and Leos, we did Leos too, sorry.
Oh, right.
Leo was July 23rd through August 22nd. Yeah. And then Virgo was...
Oh, my mom is a Leo. Isn't that the one that's like real mothering?
No, that's the lion.
Yeah, Leo the lion.
Was it that they were mothering?
What was the one that they like to cook and clean and take care of people?
That was, no, that was Cancer.
Oh, okay.
That was a Cancer, yeah.
Okay.
And then, sorry. Internet. And then Virgo, did we say Virgo?
Yes.
Yeah, August 23rd to September 22nd. That's a Virgo. So today we're going to be doing...
I don't like confrontation. I'm a Virgo.
There you go. Yeah, I don't remember
Who
if they
told you to use a Virgo? Virgos are the devil.
Yeah, now you're really... Water boy? Really? That's you don't see many women quoting water boy.
I love water boy, but that's like what I think of.
But today we're going to do the other six. So it's going to be Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So
and for our listeners, I am a Libra and you are a Pisces.
I am.
So we're going to be doing ours today. I'm excited to hear what the Libras got going on.
I am too. So just real quick. So Libras are between September 23rd to October 23rd. Scorpios are between October 24th through November 21st. Sagittarius are November 22nd through December 21st. Capricorns, December 22nd through January 19th. And then Aquarius, January 20th through February 18th. And then Pisces, the best, February 19th through March 20th.
I think I dated a Scorpio. Which one was that one?
Scorpio is October 24th through the 21st.
Of November?
Of November, yeah.
Yeah.
November 21st.
I'm trying to remember. I think I dated a Scorpio.
I'm sure. Well, Halloween lands in there, whatever. So if it was in Halloween, then you dated one. So that would be a birthday that I wish I could have. Like, you know what I mean? If I had my day of any day of the year, I think Halloween would be awesome.
Well, I told you before, since mine's in October, we had Halloween themed birthday parties for me. And that was always really fun because I love Halloween.
I love Halloween too. All right. So let me see here. Let me get us started. So these are just things that, I took down from the internet. And let's start out here because I know we left off with Virgo. I feel very unprepared, but I am getting better here. All right. We're going to start out with Libra.
Yay, Libra.
You ready?
I'm ready.
We're about to tell you exactly what's wrong with you.
The worst
sign ever. All right, here we go. Libras can be traditionalist when it comes to romance, doting on their partners with soft affection, flirting words, and small gifts if they're feeling particularly romantic. When this member of the zodiac is in love, they will plan dreamy and tranquil dates filled with flowers, candles, and sweet sentiments. They're also quite skilled at relaxing and will go out of their way to make sure you do the same. This sign is incredibly supportive in their loved ones at the end of a hard day, looking for ways to help their significant other unwind and reconnect with their balance while melting away their stress. Mm-hmm. Is that all? Do you concur or not concur?
Well,
or do you concur with a little bit?
I don't know if every man I've ever dated would say I would alleviate their stress. I don't know. I don't know how I'd measure that.
You could add to their stress? Is that what you...
I do like the romantic stuff. I do that. The gifts, obviously, I do. The flowers, candle, I did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
but not,
so.
You don't relieve so much.
I don't know.
Over your partner?
You know that I do. Come on now.
I'm just saying. But everybody else doesn't.
Yeah. I like to make my man feel like he's the only one in the room everywhere.
Okay.
It's kind of my...
That's your jam?
Yeah.
That's your MO?
Yeah.
Modus operandi?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So it goes on a little bit more.
Okay, here's the bad stuff.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Libras truly are something special, and they like to be treated as such, don't they? Wow. I mean, okay.
Is this my diary?
Sure. I mean, did you write this? Dwindling date nights won't go over well. If you're hoping to make it in with long term with a Venus ruled sign, you'll need to stay on top of your romance game. However, this doesn't necessarily mean you have to drain your bank account. Taking your sweetie out every weekend. Picnics at the park, free entry days on your local museum, and even a nice walk can help you keep the relationship alive. Ugh.
I love all those things.
Ugh. Though you'll certainly have to pull out the big guns for special occasions. They also hate conflict, which means if you have an issue, you'll need to approach it from a diplomatic position.
That says pretty spot on.
You got to bring out the bank account. What are you talking about?
No, it says you don't have to.
I know, but this is where they got it. No, I'm just kidding. Free entry day. That just
actually, this is the complaint I get from most men that I've dated, that I'm trying to be too frugal because I feel bad when the guy pays for things. So like I try to look for that kind of stuff. I always order the cheapest thing on the menu, the cheapest drink on the menu, free stuff all the time. That's one of their complaints about me.
I don't think I could be a girl. I would order the hot dog.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why?
Kidding,
I don't know why.
do
Maybe I'm doing it too extreme or something. Maybe that's why they don't like it.
No, I mean, are you doing it because, well, let me ask you this. Are you doing it because you feel bad because the guy's paying for it? You just don't want to like go overboard? Or do you just like those things on the menu and you like doing those things?
No, I do because I don't want to feel bad about ordering things.
Why would you? So if I take, because I've gotten the same thing from women before too. Like, I don't mind paying. If I invited you out, obviously I can afford it or else I wouldn't have taken you out and invited you out. That's my stance. I know the dating rules are a little bit different out there and the younger generation kind of take a different approach to it. Sometimes they go Dutch. Sometimes they go based on whoever invited pays. I don't do any of those things. For me, I'm kind of old school. If I invite you out and usually I try to set up the restaurant when at all possible.
Yeah.
So again, I know what I'm getting myself into. So if I can't afford it, then I probably shouldn't be inviting you out.
Yeah, but even if it's like a middle of the road type of place, like I don't have to order the lobster.
Well, what if you're in the mood for lobster? Like, go ahead and get the lobster,
I
girl.
wouldn't.
Get that and crack it and get your little bib on and stuff with the little mallet and go to town.
I just feel bad. I don't like it. Or like even when they try to order like a really expensive bottle of wine, like a few $100s or whatever, which is $300 for a bottle of wine is expensive to me. And maybe people disagree, but even though we're sharing, I still feel bad because like I know he's doing it for me. And there's something about the monetary thing that I have trouble with.
So regular dates, you feel like that, Bo. Like, what about like special occasions? Because they said the special occasion, that's when you got to bring out the big guns.
I like, I think it's like the knowing, being there when the services are rendered, I think is what it is. Because if you buy me an extravagant gift, like I may not know exactly how much it is. I may know the like price range, but like I'm not there for the purchase. You are giving me this thing. At the restaurant, the bill comes, I see you.
Well, you're not going to see it.
I know, but I know the transaction has been completed.
I know, but I'm just saying you don't know how much it's going to be.
I know, but I just don't like that part.
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Yeah.
Because it's
Even if it was like an engagement party, I'd still feel bad if he spent a lot of money.
Yeah, well, I wonder, right? Like, let's say, I've never felt bad, right? But I was just trying to find the equivalent of that. So like if a guy, for instance, if I came home and let's say the woman I'm dating or wife or whatever is cooking for me, I wouldn't necessarily feel bad about it. I know it takes a tremendous amount of work to do it, right? And I would be very appreciative, right? But I'm not going to stop them from doing it either. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's the same thing or not. You know, if they want to do it and they have the means to do it, right? Like it's not going to break their pocketbook and they don't mind doing it, then you should enjoy it because they're doing it for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where like if a woman cooked dinner for me, you know, I wouldn't feel bad as like, oh, I don't want to eat it because it's too much, or don't cook for me. Like if you really want to do it, I'll definitely appreciate it. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to say, no, just make me some mac and cheese. That way you don't.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the equivalent. It's like, okay, I'm taking you out to a nice place. I want to enjoy a nice meal with you. I want to treat you, you know, for whatever reason, just because they're happy to be with you.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why I get that complaint from boyfriends I've been with. It's just maybe they don't like me being like, oh, I'll just get this cheapest thing. Or like, oh, let's go over here. I have a coupon. Like, I don't know.
I got a Groupon.
Yeah.
So that's even better.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
still do
okay.
Groupons, yeah.
That was really like popular like 10 years ago, and I haven't heard much about it.
Yeah, you can still get them.
Oh, okay.
You can still get them. It depends on the event. I get an email all the time for them. So
I was, never mind.
now you got to say
I was
it now.
dating this one guy who was real cheap, and he did a Groupon couples massage, and it was a very Groupon caliber of whatever.
Okay.
And he was like kind of disappointed. He was just like, oh, like he felt bad, but it's like, but bro, I didn't say this, but I was like, you did a Groupon for this? Like, if you're going to be cheap, you're going to get what you pay for.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure. Oh, man. All right. Well, all right. So that's a Libra. I've dated Libras before.
I didn't hear any really bad things like we have in the other ones. Or have you not gone to that?
No. That was it.
Oh, that's what I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah.
What's bad about?
I don't know if it's anything bad.
Because we're not clingy, we're not needy. We don't need affirmations.
No, flirty words, small gifts, affectionate. No, there's really not a lot of stuff bad about that, you know, other than, again, not, you know, like not wanting to, you know, but me personally, I like those things too. Like I like going for picnics. I like doing, going out for walks and stuff. Not because I'm cheap, it's just I enjoyed that.
Oh no, for sure.
Event. Like I like doing that.
That's what I'm saying. I like that stuff. It's a special occasion. Yeah, we can go to a nice place.
Yeah, no, Libra sound great. Again, I've dated Libra. It wasn't all that great. Just FYI. And I don't know that they did all these things, but I think, I struggle with that anyways, right? Just as a dude, and being independent, I sometimes struggle with having anybody take care of me.
Do you have a lot of Libra tendencies?
No. What do you mean, like gravitate towards Libras?
No, you personally. You said you like all those things and whatever.
No. So when I was with the Libra, right, they like to do some of those things for me, but it made me feel uncomfortable. So I didn't. So I like to do my own stuff because I'm independent. So I don't like them doting over me.
Gotcha.
I just never was really wild about people doting over me. I don't mind when people do things.
You must be the only man.
I must be, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't mind cooking. I'll cook for my partner. I'll clean. I take care of everything. I'm not saying I do it well, but you know what I mean? Like I don't, I've never been particularly wild about people doting over me in any which way, form, or manner. Don't know why.
I would like it. I just don't get it enough.
I like doting over my partners.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
I get a satisfaction out of it. It feels good.
Yeah.
I like to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
If they deserve it.
So Libras, I mean, the last time, it was a mixed bag of good and bad.
Oh, it was a
and
lot
the good
of bad.
word, it was a lot. It was. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
So the next one up is Scorpios. Yay, Scorpios.
I always like their symbol.
Yeah,
Like it
it's a
looks cool.
scorpion.
Yeah. It's like cool.
Yeah. So Scorpios are one of the most intense members of the Zodiac, always looking for ways to strengthen their romantic bond. They love nothing more than to strike a new emotional depth with their partner, a sentiment that applies in the emotional, physical, and mental realm of your dynamic. While they love to ask profound questions and sift around in the psyche of others, they can be particularly mysterious in private. You'll know a Scorpio is truly in love when they begin to reveal more about themselves and find comfort in sharing their deepest feelings. This sign is also highly sexual and will oftentimes use... what happened here? They cut off? It cut off. It said use.
Oh my God. We can interpret that all kinds of ways.
Holy crap. I don't know what it's going to bother me. I'm going to have to go back and download that now.
So you have to finish that sentence.
Holy crap. Why didn't it not? Hold on. Oh, use intimacy to show that they care. Sorry. Woo, that was scary. Okay. So let me read that sign of it, that last sentence. This sign is also highly sexual and will oftentimes use intimacy to show they care. So, wow. Okay.
So Scorpios like it?
I mean, look, so if they're highly sexual and that's the way that they show that they like you,
anybody with physical touch is going to be a good match.
I'm down for that.
You down for the Scorp?
Well, because again, and I know we did it on the Libra side, or we didn't do it. But I'm reading this and I'm thinking in my head, this is me dating a woman Scorpio. But like on the Libra one, just to go back to that for a second, have you ever dated a Libra yourself? A guy Libra?
No.
Never? Really? Mm-mm. Okay.
Not that I can recall. Maybe in grade school. I don't know.
Okay. Because I've dated other Pisces before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was okay. But Scorpios, they sound, again, like from a guy's point of view, how would you even be able to gauge that, right? Because guys are just always in the mood.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, baby, this is the way I show my... I'm a Scorpio. What do you? But for a guy, yeah, dating a Scorpio sounds fantastic. Just FYI.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds really, really good. All right. So then it also goes on to say, a tricky accomplishment since this sign values their enigmatic image. I don't know what enigmatic means, but however, you can certainly make headway by being direct with intention, especially since they're used to intimacy with people who crush on them. So I guess they like it when people are crushing on them.
And to be direct.
Yes.
Tell them what's up.
Yes. If you do gain the trust and affection of this mysterious water sign, you'd better take this privilege seriously. Sharing secrets or intimate thoughts acts as the ultimate betrayal and would be extremely difficult to come back from. Physical affection on both surface and intimate levels will also contribute to a healthy relationship, since this sign needs to feel as though they're attractive and wanted. Okay. So they're private to a certain degree, so you got to be very careful what you talk about with other people. And yeah, they like people that are crushing on them. Wow, that's pretty good.
It's a very sexy sign.
Very much so. Very much so.
It seems like they get a lot of validation from that.
Yeah. And then it goes on to say, you will also need to avoid sketchy behavior, as their intuition will alert them to the fact that you're not operating on the up and up, which could bring out the possessive and jealous nature this sign is sometimes prone to.
So don't try to get one over on them.
No.
Because they sniff it out.
Yeah, so you gotta be honest with them, direct, and definitely let them know that you're crushing on them. Mm-hmm. And if you do that,
and sleep with them.
Well, if I have to, you know what I mean?
I mean, you're a Scorpio. What can I say?
You know what I mean? I have to do it. Sorry. Like, Scorpios are...
This may be a good day. This is some good signs.
Have you ever dated a Scorpio?
I have.
Oh.
No comment.
Oh my goodness. No comment. Really? You're pleading the fifth on this one?
I am.
Come on.
I can't do it.
Well, let me see. Are some of these things that they're talking about, is it familiar? Does it sound
some,
like...
but it kind of sounds like every dude. I mean.
Well, Scorpio women sound fantastic. Just FYI.
If you're a Scorpion woman, write in, let us know.
Wow. Oh man, seriously, that's just good stuff. All right. That's wonderful. For all the guys that are dating Scorpios, good for you.
High five.
High five. Yes, absolutely. So the next one up is Sagittarius. So I don't know what their sign exactly is. But anyways, I guess it doesn't matter. But anyways, Sagittarius. Sagittarius are some of the most charismatic and generous members of the Zodiac. And they also value fun and adventure. There goes another adventure one and fun. I mean, I like adventure and fun too. So. This fire sign will pull out all the stops to sweep you off your feet, targeting anyone they want with their unrelenting charm. When in love, they will shower their beloved with expensive gifts, which they may not always be able to afford.
Bad credit.
That's a horrible thing to say about I mean, not the bad credit thing, but like seriously, why would you buy stuff for somebody if you know that you can't afford it? What is up with that? I get it. I get.
I've been with someone like that.
Oh my gosh, it's just
get your priorities straight.
To what end? But anyways, they will also make you the center of their world, putting in the emotional, mental, and physical labor to make you feel supported and adored. However, they can be quite temperamental at times and will go on seamlessly never-ending tangents when they're emotionally worked up.
I could deal with that.
I don't know, man. Sagittarius, because again, like let's say if you're dating, that's one thing. But then if you're married to one and they're buying you stuff that you can't afford, you know what I mean?
I take that as like a small thing in the grand scheme of the Sagittarius. That's not really good.
Okay. But then they also go on tangents. I'm not wild about that.
Okay, but I mean, if you think about last week, the train wreck from all of those signs as opposed to these, I mean, okay, so they have a problem with Bob at work and they like to talk about it every day. Okay, big deal.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? But it's just, they're fun and adventurous. I do like that, right? Because I think sometimes, especially for somebody like me, that I tend to sometimes be a homebody too much. It's good to get out and like try new things and this, that, and the other.
And they treat you like you're the only person. They dote on you. That sounds like a good one.
Libras for sure. This one, they're just fun and, they do some of that stuff. So they do put you, and they do put in, they said they put in the emotional, mental, and physical labor. Not sure what that means with the physical labor. Like what exactly? Or does he doing? Or
My mind, body, and soul is in this relationship.
There you go. So they go on to say, the thing to keep in mind when dating a Sagittarius is that they know how generous they are, and they won't take kindly to their efforts being disregarded. Always remember to thank them for their thoughtfulness, praise them for their giving nature, and be sure to look for ways to repay their sweet gestures, even if it's on a smaller scale. While this fire sign can be guilty of falling in love quickly, they often get bored in relationships once a routine has set in.
Ouch.
Sagittarius. So far is, I don't know. It's
that
like
one's
ADHD.
a red flag big time. And it's like all this good stuff. And then be like, oh, but they'll get bored with you.
Yep. So start juggling. You like, you got to entertain them. That's one of my, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. That's one of my things, a pet peeve. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I like boring things, but if I constantly have to entertain you, that's going to get overwhelming
it's
for
like
me.
A child.
Yeah. Like it can't do that.
Mommy, Daddy, I'm bored. It's like, oh, you want me to find you something to do? I mean, but yeah, like you want it to be where maybe you're comfortable in a relationship where that person comes over and like, you guys can kind of do your own thing and then come back together. But like, having to like literally entertain them the whole time. Like, be like, oh, I'm going to do some laundry. Don't be like, where are you going?
Well, it's one of those things that sometimes you get in routine. I'm not saying that that's a good thing, right? Some people are okay with routine. Some people, they're couples that they like doing what they do. And maybe they switch it up every now and again, but for the most part, they like doing what they do. And that's fine. Then there's other couples that are real adventurous. You see them all the time. They're biking together. They're jogging. They make me sick.
I like those things.
They make me sick.
I like
you active people. Get the heck out of here with your little matching Lululemon pants and stuff. I don't want to see that.
For the listeners, I've told Jose in the past, like I do like to do certain things. Like I like playing racquetball or tennis or just like physical things, kayaking, whatever. And Jose's like, I can't imagine you doing any physical sports at all.
I've never seen you do anything physical, to be honest with you.
How would I?
I know. I'm just saying.
Let's
That's why
go play baseball.
I can't picture it. I just can't picture it. And you used to play baseball or softball.
Oh, yeah. I did
you?
for like 15, 18 years.
Yeah.
I love it. I love baseball.
You guys, you probably have matching jumpsuits and stuff too. Like this, I'm just done.
But I like certain routine with like day-to-day stuff. Like I don't want my job to be crazy where I don't know what to expect. I don't want my house to be breaking down but relationships, that's the part that's like, okay, I can do with, being spontaneous, but like I like certain routines with
I got you.
The boring stuff, I guess.
I just don't like entertaining all that much. Don't get me wrong, I like to keep it spicy, but when it becomes like you constantly or else they're going to leave you or whatever.
Like you need to be okay with like just going to your partner's house and watching a movie. That should still be fun. And if you're that bored that you have to be like in the clubs and, all the time, then it's like, they don't really want to be with you, you know?
That's what I'm saying. So it goes on to say, keeping things interesting by planning out or tagging along for the occasional adventure, especially if it involves the great outdoors and travel. You'll also need to exercise patience when conflict arises, making sure not to react to their frustration until you're both had a chance to calm down. So I guess they get fired up. I don't know about Sagittarius, man. I don't know. As a dude, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is weird because I do picture when you're saying it, I'm thinking of a man, you're thinking of a woman. So it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So I'm just looking at this and I'm like,
oh, it's not that bad. And you're like, no, man.
No, I got to entertain them. I got to take them outdoors all the time. And, I'm a city boy.
Why do you hate the outdoors?
It's not so much that I hate the outdoors, as long as the outdoors is close to the city. If that makes any sense. I'm a city boy.
Okay. I like the city too, but you can ride bikes in the city.
You could. Yeah.
You can go to
could.
a picnic in the city.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
You can go kayaking in the city.
But that's what I'm saying. The outdoors in and of themselves is not. I just don't like camping and stuff. I mean, I used to when I was younger, but that just seems a bit
camping
much.
Sucks.
Yeah. And then some of the stuff, like if you go on like a hiking or if you're on a trail, you also have to be very careful because once you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah.
There's no going back. Like there's a certain point where there's a point of no return and you have to keep going or else.
Yeah. I have hiked times before where you go like too far in and then you just don't have a choice. You got to walk the whole way back. So it's like however far you go in.
Right.
It's like, okay.
And it's one thing. That's the thing. So also when it comes to doing things in the outdoors, like if you do it all the time and you're fit, that's one thing. But let's just say that out of nowhere, I start dating a Sagittarius and then they want to go out in the outdoors. And it's been a while since I've been really doing any physical. Depending on the hike, it might wear me out halfway through. And I'm just going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. And again, you're going to be miserable from there on in. And then the thing about the other part, and I don't know how you feel about this, but you're outdoors, you're doing a lot of physical stuff. I guess depending on, right? But now you're all sweaty, you're uncomfortable, you're sticky. And so if you want to smooch, you got to go home, take a shower. I guess you can get down and dirty like that too, I suppose. But it's just sometimes not optimal for me.
I like being outdoors, but I don't like to do overnight things because that's when you don't have access to the shower and that kind of stuff. Like I want to shower, lay down where there's air conditioning and all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But even at that, if you were on a hike, even in the city.
Well, don't hike 10 miles and then start making out if it's 100 degrees. Like just come back home, you shower, and then you make out.
And then what if you get home and, she wants loving and I'm like, baby, I'm just too tired right now. I can't do this.
You can take a little cat nap. We'll allow it. If you're tired, cold shower, cat nap.
So Sagittarius, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure you're wonderful, but I don't know. It's not looking good for me when it comes to Sagittarius. I'm sorry. Next up is Capricorns. I don't know why, but I like the name Capricorn.
I do too. I was just about to say that. I've always liked it.
It's one of the coolest sounding names of the Zodiac. Seriously, like Capricorn. Cool. I would love to say I'm a Capricorn.
You can say it, just won't be true.
Well, the thing about it is because there's no other word quite similar to it or anything. It's a Capricorn. I don't even know where it comes from or whatever, but I just think that's a cool.
It is very
cool thing to say.
Congratulations, Capricorns. I think my dad's a Capricorn. What is that? The dates?
I don't remember, but I'll have to
his is
switch
January
over.
12th. I think he's a Capricorn.
I'll check it out here in a little bit. But yeah, so Capricorns. Okay, here we go. Capricorns have one of the best poker faces in the zodiac, making them extremely difficult to get a read on. For this reason, navigating the emotions of this earth sign can feel like a literal chore, especially if you're trying to start up a relationship with this one. Okay. Trying to keep in mind that their walls come down slowly, but that they're responding to your message and spending time with you. They're interested. As this connection begins to heat up, they'll reveal more of themselves through dry humor and sweet gestures that don't leave them feeling too vulnerable. However, they typically won't settle down until they and their significant other are both well established professionally, so you may be in a long road before a serious commitment takes place. It's not that they prioritize their work over your relationship. It's quite the opposite. They... something. Give me... What happened? They...
Maybe don't use your tablet anymore.
They come down slowly, but that's if they're responding to your message and spending time with you. Oh, sorry. That's the same one. Sorry. Okay. So that's just where it ended. Sorry. It does go on to say, since Capricorns aren't always comfortable showcasing their emotions, trying to force romance won't go over well with this sign. In lieu of high-pressure date nights, look for low-key ways to interact that will help them bring their guard down. While they often have a shy disposition, they do appreciate directness, which means if you like them, you should let them know. A thoughtful text or email every now and then will keep them satisfied romantically and can warm them up to sharing similar sentiments. They also love to be praised for their hard work, so be sure to give them a pat on the back whenever they make headway with their professional ambition.
Sounds like they're not hard to please, but they don't open up, so that would be difficult.
That would be very, very difficult because it's for a guy, it's always hard to sometimes gauge whether or not a girl likes you.
And women are hard to read regardless if you're a Capricorn.
Exactly. So add that extra layer of
Capricorniness.
Yeah. Which is they don't reveal much and they have a great poker face. Like it's hard. And I can see... Now I'm thinking it from a Capricorn's point of view. So I'm a Capricorn, right? And if I'm a Capricorn and I like somebody, but I'm not showing it, I can see how that eventually will make that other person think, oh, well, they're not and they just run away. Or, they go pursue something else because they're like, you just don't know. So, I mean, they have their walls up.
Maybe they have some missed love opportunities. Or
they might have. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel kind of bad for them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. You always got to be a little cool when you start dating somebody and you don't want to reveal too much because you don't want to come off too strong.
Yeah.
Right? Because that happens a lot too. Like, I've had women tell me that, like on first dates, the guy was already talking marriage and like posting stuff on Snap and Instagram. And it's like, it's the first date. And they're already acting like they've been a couple for 6 months or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's cringeworthy because it's like, that's too much, bro.
That's very uncomfortable.
Dial it back a little bit. At the same time, you don't want to be too cool about it because then if you're too cavalier about it, then they're going to be like, oh, well, he's not that into me. And like, why would I waste my time? Because what's the point?
Snooze, you lose, Capricorn.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard for Capricorns because if they're built that way, they're pretty much... So maybe they ought to come with a disclaimer.
Yeah.
They really should. They really should.
I'm worth it. You just got to get to that point.
Right. Like almost like they need to come up with like once they have the disclosure, like this is where I'm at, right? This is where I am. So maybe I'm into you, maybe I'm not, but just understand, you have to put in some time with me before you know whether or not. Have you ever dated a Capricorn?
What was is it January?
I don't know. Let's see.
I don't think so.
So Capricorns, oh, dang it. That didn't work. Tablet, modern technology, right? Okay. This is what I was going to do. Okay. Capricorns are December 22nd through January 19th.
Yeah. My dad's a Capricorn. No, I've never dated a Capricorn.
And what was the other one you wanted to know? Sagittarius? Oh, that was November 22nd to December 21st. Sagittarius.
I don't think I've dated one.
That's too bad. But
so Capricorn's not too, I mean, they mean well, but they got some things they need to work on.
They do. They're complicated for sure. So maybe that's why they're so popular and people always want to be dating
Mysterious.
Capricorns. Yeah. Next up is Aquarius. I'm always think of that song. Yeah. I do. So Aquarius. Okay. Aquarians, and they have they're good. That's how it starts out. Aquarians, just FYI. Aquarians.
The other one didn't say Capricornies?
No, Capricornians. Nope. They didn't say Capricornians. But Aquarians are arguably some of the zaniest members of the Zodiac. Okay. But behind their eccentric mannerisms lie a deep intelligence and peculiar brand of genius.
Quirky but smart.
Sure. Okay. All right. They need intellectual stimulation in order to be happy with a relationship and will often look for ways to liven up the conversation they share with their romantic partner. So they don't like dull conversations, apparently.
Well, they're quirky.
They are quirky. When in love, they'll feel comfortable to fully let their freak flag fly.
That's a tongue twister.
It is. I had to slow that down. Constantly looking for ways to entertain you with their bizarre antics. Okay. These performances are usually in an effort to make their significant others laugh, as they're fully devoted to the happiness and joy of anyone they share their heart with.
It's like a class clown kind of.
Yeah. So I'm reading this and I'm thinking it's probably more fun to date an Aquarius guy.
Oh.
No, not
like,
casually. That's where you were going with that.
I take that as like the person that's always like, I don't know, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we blew up 100 balloons and like we try to like lift ourselves up? You know what I mean? Like weird stuff or like.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it would probably be better. Maybe I get this wrong. That it would probably be better to date an Aquarius guy than it would to be dating an Aquarius woman. You know what I mean? Although it would probably be like, you're right. Now that I think about it, the way you're putting it, if they're doing just quirky things all the time, but they're trying to make you laugh. So
I know,
they're really
but it's
trying to be
cool
funny.
for a little while, but a long-term relationship, that shit would be like, okay, I've had enough.
You know what I think about? I think of like every Adam Sandler movie that he's ever done. You know what I mean? Because he kind of goes over the top and tries to make them smile and does these weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or like a Jim Carrey kind of. It's
Even
like,
still.
it's too much, Jim. Like, sometimes I can only handle too much Jim Carrey. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. I wonder if there's some women that are more receptive to that. You know, because you watch like, what was it? What was the, not Waterboy, but the other movie that he had where he had to go to all the grades.
Billy Madison?
Billy Madison, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was kind of silly, right? And he was doing like weird, quirky things, but he was trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if a woman, I guess there's a certain kind of woman that would be receptive to that.
I'm sure there's maybe a quirky woman too. But like, I mean, if you're like, I don't want to say normal, but like, I think it's all cool and stuff. Or if you had like a friend that was like that and they were like the best person to go out and hang out with because they were always funny. They're always on.
Yeah.
But that's exhausting for someone like me in a relationship. Is like, okay, dude, like just calm down. Can you just be with me and like
and that's
stop
what I was
trying
going
to
to say
impress
too.
me?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, right? So as a guy, if a woman does that, in small doses, maybe.
Yeah.
But like all the time, especially if like you're just not in the mood for that. Like, I don't know what else to do at that point. Like I'm just gonna be like, no.
It makes me think of did you see Dharma and Greg?
No.
Oh, I was trying to think of like a very quirky like woman.
Yeah.
You know, like a I Love Lucy, like Lucille Ball, right? Her character is like always getting into these shenanigans. So every day is like you don't know what you're gonna walk into.
Ricky liked it. So
I don't know. He was yelling a lot.
All right. So it goes on to say, when seeking the love of an Aquarius, you should look for ways to collect interesting conversation points by consuming obscure news and topics such as history, science, space exploration, and perhaps the paranormal.
So more weird things.
World events also strike a chord with the well-read sign. So you'll want to stay on top of them in order to keep their minds stimulated, which will directly correlate with their desire to direct their attention towards you. Seems like a lot of work. Hiding surprises and sweet notes for your beloved can score huge points, especially if they're in the need of some cheering up. However, amongst the stellar qualities this sign carries, there is a little bit of darkness, which usually resides in their stubbornness, an unrelenting need to be right, and an issue around admitting when they're wrong. Wow. Okay. Without abandoning your morals, do yourself a favor and let your sweetie be right whenever you can stand it, as long as it's not actually a big deal to do so. Wow. So patronize them, basically.
Yeah.
Or patronize them. Like, what?
Of course you're right, honey.
Oh my gosh. Always wanting to be right. I mean, like I was saying before, I don't like to argue anymore. Mm-hmm. I really am trying to stay away from conflict.
So she was like, Bigfoot is real. And you say,
I would be like, okay.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw him at the gas station last week.
I think our neighbor Bob is one too, actually. He's a big hairy monster. So, he might be a distant relative. I don't know, maybe a human and a Bigfoot head, and that's what Bob is. But
so they're not good with the confrontation. You just let them have it.
Well, they have to be right all the time, and they're stubborn. The stubbornness is hard, though. Mm. The stubbornness is hard, depending on what it is exactly. You know what I mean? Because certain things, like, again, I don't mind, conceding and being like, okay, fine, it doesn't mean that big a deal to me. But let's just say she wanted to paint the whole house like pink or something like that. And I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea.
You don't live in Barbie's dream home?
No, I don't. And then, but that's the thing, right? It's like, that's not a good idea. But if they're stubborn about it, it's like,
you come home one day from work and the whole house is just
pink. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, stubbornness is one of those things that I hate dealing. I've been stubborn before too.
Yeah, I think everybody can be stubborn about things that you maybe are particularly passionate about. Like if you have a hard stance on this thing, you're going to dig your heels in. Like it's just, everyone's going to be stubborn.
But if that's a personality trait, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, about everything.
Because I don't want to fight about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody needs to let some things go. Just let the partner have it.
You kind of have to, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just not going to work. You're not always going to get your way. You just, goodness gracious. And I think, so this is the last one, by the way. Pisces. We're going to finish off.
That was the fish, right?
Yeah, it's two little fishies. It looks like the yin yang sign.
Yeah.
Two little
cool
fishies.
Sign.
It's a fish.
Still looks cool.
And every time I read Pisces, I don't know why, but it's the illiterate part of me, but it looks like piscus.
Oh.
Sorry, but anyways.
Tell us about the piscus. Piscins.
Yeah, let's tell you about the piscus. So Pisces are one of the most compassionate and sensitive members of the Zodiac, which makes them affectionate and nurturing companions. However, winning this water sign's heart doesn't come without its challenges, since they value their own time and will occasionally fall off the map for a day or two. I am totally
Did you
guilty.
write this? I don't believe that you found
I do that, don't I?
Yeah, that is, you wrote that.
Nope. Promise I didn't. Actually, I just downloaded these like a couple of days ago. For this reason, it's important that you pay attention to their demeanor while you're together, as it may be the only time you're able to get a solid read on this elusive creature. You'll know a Pisces likes you through their sly smile. Why's it gotta be a sly smile?
Sneaky.
Flirty glances and touchy-feely demeanor, which will quickly escalate from flirtation and dating to commitment. If a Pisces keeps you at arm's length for an extended period of time, it's likely that they're not romantically interested.
So there's no gray area with you. It is one or the other. I really like you or I can't stand you.
Yes.
And you are like that.
No, I'm not. There's a little bit similarities. Sure, I'll give you that.
Okay.
But yeah, damn, this is pretty good, man. I don't know about all the other ones, but this one is hitting it right on the nose. I tend to do that a lot. I don't know why we fall off the map. I think it is that I do enjoy my alone time. It doesn't need to be for a long time, but there are times when I just don't want to. Actually, I got in trouble not too long ago because my buddies, I'm on a group text and I'm usually responding and I just stopped responding. Like they were going on with their conversations and whatever, but I just wasn't saying anything, just wasn't replying back to anything. And they actually got worried for me. And my buddy told my other friend that lives closer to me, like, go over his house. Something's wrong. And so I had to message. I did. And I messaged him back. I said, no, I'm fine. Everything's okay. I just haven't been replying for one reason or the other. And they were like, okay. Cause like they weren't used to it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know why. I just like my alone time.
I do that sometimes. I'll put like my phone like on the other side of the house. So that way I'm not even tempted to look at it. Yeah. But you just want to just be. I don't want people calling, texting, or even the urge to get on the internet or anything like that. I just,
you know what I tend to do a lot? I tend to just sit there and think.
Yeah.
Like I'll just sit there, like it'll be quiet and there's nothing going on. I'm just sitting there just thinking.
You know what's funny? I do that all the time. And when I do it, I think of, what if anyone could see me? How crazy do I look? Because I'm just be like sitting up in bed, just staring like at a doorknob, you know, like how freaky that would look. That's what I think about.
You think that you're mental? Yeah, that would maybe so. Okay. When involved with the Pisces, it'll be important that you stay grounded and calm since this sign hates both tension and confrontation. For this reason, it'll also be important that you avoid aggressive driving and never display rudeness towards customer service workers. That's also true right there. I don't like it when people are rude too.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, and I don't like it. I go out of my way. So I was a server for a short period of time, and I was not very good at it. I was a horrible waiter. I was one of the most horrible waiters you will ever see, and I couldn't do it. And
is it because you had trouble people like telling you to go get things? Like, what was it? Like, why were you bad?
I was bad because I wouldn't pick up stuff when it was done. Like, you know, they finished their food and, you know, they come and take the plate away. I didn't do that very well. Their drinks weren't getting filled up like they should be.
So you weren't waiting at all, basically.
I mean, I was waiting, but it was just, I wasn't doing it properly. And it felt like I was overwhelmed. Like I was trying to. I was doing my best. But I just couldn't keep up with it. It was just too much.
So you don't like anything that's really fast paced then? Where
No, I can do stuff. It's just I wasn't good at being a waiter. I just could not do that job very well. I could do it, but just not very well. And you know what was interesting about that is the worst service or the people that I give the worst service to usually gave me the best tips.
Maybe they felt bad for you. Like,
they probably did feel sorry for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. So, and so lastly, when it comes to this, so the Pisces, romantically, they love to be swept off their feet, especially for the weekend. Just try to direct such adventures towards serene and calm locations, like a bungalow on the beach or a quaint cabin deep in the woods. You'll also want to plan for plenty of cuddle time and pillow talk, since no one loves to cuddle in bed quite as much as a Pisces does. So, yeah, that's what it's like to date a Pisces.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. If you like to cuddle and you like to be serene and calm, yeah, it's not a bad gig. I mean, it's, you know.
I like a little more party than that, but it's fine. There's nothing like really bad.
Yeah, you know what? I don't do well with party girls. I like to party as much as the next guy, but too much, it's a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just hard for me to be around that constantly. Yeah. And there are extroverts, like people I know that constantly like to be out and about. And yeah, it's hard for us to do that. Again, I can only do it in small doses.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know.
I've calmed down since I've gotten older. I mean, like,
sure you have.
I do enjoy some nights at home.
Sure you have. If you say so, Robbie, if you say so. But this was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun. Yeah. So I don't know if other people feel the same way as far as whether they got their zodiac sign correct or not, their tendencies, but it'd be interesting.
Or if you know who the Zodiac is, you can also write in and let us know.
Yeah.
He's still at large.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably dead, but.
Oh, you're talking about the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
Took me a minute. You went a totally different
I
direction.
know. Well, because Zodiac, that's all. I mean, like when you say it, I think about the Zodiac killer. I can't help
Really?
it.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but you
It's a
just
very
don't want to.
popular case, but it's kind of boring too because, like, I want the answer.
Well, it's also, if and I don't know enough about it, and I know this is a totally different subject, but is it, did he do, I mean, he had like cryptid messages.
Yeah.
But is that the reason why they call it a zodiac?
I think so. I can't remember exactly. I thought he was using certain signs, like symbols or something. Or I think maybe he also called himself the Zodiac. Maybe. I have so much serial killer stuff up here. I may be mixing them up.
This is the wrong podcast. This is for relationships and happy times. This is not downer time. So
Yeah.
but no, it was fun. Yeah. So write in and let us know.
If you like the show, let people know that we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're trying to entertain you every Tuesday.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you. Until next
you.
time. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.